Am I making sense here?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Rohit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start on this part basically. So let me just try to correlate from the implementation point of view. Then I'll come on this integration part here. So what happen whenever you will get a chance to work on this any Ariba SEC or commerce automation implementation project. So Ariba is basically like that following this SAP Activate methodology, and basically in SAP Activate we have basically the 4 step, like we will have the prepare, explore, and we'll have this realize, and last you will have the deploy. Of course, after deploy you will have basically run as well. Run is also called as a hypercare, we can say basically, or we can say support project, whatever you can say, you can say. But normally we have to basically work on this, like 4 phases: prepare, explore, and realize and deploy. So what basically we have to do, so whenever our project implementation project will be started for this any Ariba solutions, it is not limited to Ariba SEC, or it's not limited only for this Ariba commerce automation. Even whatever the other modules of this Ariba you are going to implement. So for that basically, like yeah, so for that, like we have to follow these 4 phases, and like prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. So what is basically prepare phase? So in the prepare phase, we have to prepare ourselves. So generally in the prepare phase, we have to work on different kind of documents here. Like we have to work on this project scope, we have to work on this team onboarding, we have to prepare our project plan as well. And also we have to prepare our project charter, and whatever different activity we are going to perform, whatever different deliverables we are going to deliver to our customer. All those information we have to include in the different documents. So whenever we are starting, like that on this implementation, so SAP Ariba team, like initially we'll have one call with the Ariba shared service team. So in the Ariba shared service team, like the person who is going to support you for this implementation, they will also be available in that call, and you will come to know about, like Ariba peoples, like who is going to support to you, and Ariba team, they'll provide you one repository link. So they will send you to one repository link to you, and we have to basically act as a here like Ariba functional consultant, or we can say basically like yeah, we can say Ariba functional consultant. So we have to basically act here as a Ariba functional consultant, and they will send you, like that one repository link, and in that link, so whatever different kind of documents we require, like as part of the prepare phase or explore phase or realize or deploy. So all this information will be available in the documents, and we have to basically download all these documents, and we have to basically we have to store in our local folder. So they have given the different documents, and so for example, again I'm repeating, you will have basically project charter, team onboarding information, kickoff meeting presentation, like a template. You will have basically red lock, like template. You will have basically project charter template, project closeout template. So like the different like documents will be there. So it's basically n number of documents will be there, and that will be specific to the, like phases. So for example, whatever documents we have to work on this prepare phase, you will have those documents. Let me try to show you just one quick glimpse for the documents. It will help you. Just a moment, please.
So Rohit, meanwhile, one query. Yesterday you were saying that this comes as a part of Activate methodology, right? So are these all the steps for, okay? And let's say there are many projects who will go for agile model nowadays. Not many people are following waterfall. So agile model can also be accommodated in this Activate.
Yeah, we can say yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay, just a moment. Let me just.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we can see basically just quick glimpse of this, like document. So this document is basically only applicable for this prepare phase. So we can see we have different documents here. Like you will have the activate project team alignment document, change amendment guide, deliverable tracker, deployment and rollout approach, and phase closeout, project charter, project kickoff meeting, stakeholder contact list, project team onboarding, QGate template, rate log, resource planning. Even we have this like we can say again project kickoff basically, but this is for only prepare phase basically. And then you will have the SCC Rasi. So Rasi basically is a very important document. So Rasi is nothing, we can say a kind of roles and responsibilities. So during this implementation project, whatever the different roles we have to perform, like who will be responsible for what activity, all the information is already available in the SCC Rasi. So in this Rasi, you will not have only information from the implementation partner point of view. You will see the information from this client point of view and even from the Ariba shared service point of view as well. Like for this implementation, for example, in the prepare phase, we are basically in the prepare phase. So in the prepare phase, whatever activities that Ariba shared service team has to do, whatever activities customer they have to do, whatever activities that basically implementation partner like we have to do. So all the information will be available in this SEC Rasi. Then you will have this status indicator guideline, status report, committee status meeting, workshop schedule and agenda. So like that, the different information, different documents will be available to you, and whatever documents is applicable for your project. So we have to basically work on those documents. So it's not mandatory like that we have to basically work on the other documents. It's not required. We have to basically work on the some specific document, like whatever documents are relevant for you. So like that, we have to basically prepare the different documents in the prepare phase. Then basically we have to go in the explore phase. And in the explore phase, mainly we have to work on this like requirement design session. So we have to conduct these meetings with the customer, and then basically we have to demonstrate all the features, like whatever features they are going to implement. For example, they are going to implement the commerce automation, or we can say PO collaboration. So in that case, we have to show them all the process state of the PO collaboration, like how to create PO purchase equation, where basically we have to create the purchase equation, and how to create the purchase order, whatever different information we have to take care in the purchase order, and whatever parameter is relevant for the commerce automation, or we can say SEC, that's something information we have to like explain to our customer. Then we have to go in the order confirmation page, and we have to show them like this is the page of the order confirmation. These are the different information are available from supplier side. And do you want to see any? Do you want to add some information additional here, or are you good with the standard? So we have basically we have to work at a minute level. So whatever the different like options are there, we have to navigate to all the options, and we have to discuss with our customer like whatever option they would like to use, or whatever option they would like to hide. So we have to mainly work on this requirement design session, and whatever requirement that basically they will tell you during this workshop meeting, during the workshop basically. So we have to like make a note of those requirements, and then based on that we have to prepare our business process design document in detail level, and we have to basically whatever process we have to follow, whatever process basically it is going to happen like as to be, those information we have to include in that BPD document. BPD stands for business process design document, and we have to provide to our customer. We have to take the sign off from the customer as well. So in the explore phase, basically, we have to work on this document, and even like whatever the gap that you identified. So as you know, like every customer has their own flavor. So while discussing about the requirement, like if you find out some gap is there, and to fill that gap, whatever the solution approach you have identified, like you have to develop some custom program, or you have to develop some like that other some different functional module, whatever different kind of enhancement that basically you have to do. And accordingly we also have to prepare functional design document in this explore phase itself. So all these activity basically we have to do in the explore phase, and then we have to go to this like realize phase. And realize phase is mainly built for configuration, testing, training, and cutover plan. So whatever like that configuration, whatever the process that you identified during workshop, so based on the process, we have to start our configuration part, and if required, we also have to take the help of this our technical consultant about that enhancement or improvement, whatever you identified as part of the gap, and we have to work on the enhancement part, and then we have to perform the testing. So first, basically, we have to do unit testing, then we have to do the integration testing, And also later we have to do this like UAT testing as well. UAT means user acceptance testing. And in between of this, while doing the configuration, whatever the config or whatever the step that you identified as a part of Katuba, those step also we have to make a note in the Katuba plan. Even Katuba template will also be available there in that particular repository, whatever you receive from the Ariba. And accordingly, we have to go ahead, move for the like training part, and we have to prepare some simulation or some training manual, some presentation. Then we have to basically train to all the trainers. And again, it depends on the requirement. Some of the customer they are saying no need to train all the end users. You can only provide the training to the some stakeholder like who is leading that particular department or that particular area, and they are basically act as a trainer from the customer point of view, and we have to provide training to them. And after that, basically, that we have to move to next phase, that is deploy. And that deploy means we have to do cutover activities, and based on some certain other activities, we have to communicate this information about the product. So this is something just high level process we have to basically follow in any kind of Ariba solutions implementation. This is not only for this Ariba SEC or Ariba commerce automation. This is applicable for all the different Ariba solutions implementation. So only differences will be the documents part. In other S2P solutions implementation, you will have some different document. For example, you will have the enablement workbook, you will have the functional design document, you will have the requirement gathering workbook. So you have different document here. But from process point of view, we have to follow the same process here as well, like how we discussed earlier, right? So now let's assume we are basically in that like phase 3, that is realize phase, and we are basically going to start our configuration. And let's say, for example, we are going to implement the PO collaboration as part of the SAC feature, or we can say the like a commerce automation. So let's see basically how we can do the particular configuration in the system and how we can that collaborate our purchase order from backend SAP system to SAP Ariba. So that topic basically we are going to discuss in the next. Okay, before going ahead, any question from anyone?
No,
So
Rohit.
Rohit, just I have a question here. We do the commerce automation at the time of the implementation project, right? Not every time we do it. After implementing the project, this is not required. Am I right, Rohit?
I'm sorry, I could not get it. Come again.
So after implementing the project in the organization, this commerce
Mhm.
automation is required to do. Is it required to implement it again? It's not required, right?
No, you have implemented the commerce automation features. So what you implement later?
Okay, okay,
Commerce
yeah.
automation, not the process. Commerce automation is a feature, solution.
Okay, okay, Rohit. This is an add-on to the SAP Ariba.
No, we can't say we can't say as add-on. We can say a part of the solutions of the SAP Ariba or the direct.
Okay, Rohit.
Okay. All right. Any further question? Just one question, guys. Are you able to follow me? Or in any case, you are losing me or facing some challenges
Yes.
while capturing me?
No, Rohit. No, Rohit. I'm
No,
able to
Rohit.
follow.
All right.
Yeah, even I am.
That's good. Okay. So let's talk about about the integration part. So basically, whatever document, let me clarify one more thing here, because see, we have to be very clear, right? What to do, what will not be able to do, we should be very clear. It should not happen. You are expecting something, and I will say yes, I will do. And at a point of time, if I'll not be able to do, that something will lose our trust, right? Even it will not help you like what you are expecting. So we have to basically very clear, or we can say crystal and clear, like what we are going to do, what basically will not do. So whatever document I'm going to show you, this document usually I'm not using to show in this normal session, because this is something a lengthy, sorry, integration is basically a lengthy topic, and you know we have lots of things here. So and I have prepared some short documents as well. I think Mahesh is already aware about this part, and those documents I'm showing you in the normal session just to avoid any confusion. So even though I'm going to show you the full documents here, but so whatever topic something will be out of scope, or generally we are whatever topic we are not touching as a we can say functional consultant or as a functional lead. So those topics basically we will skip here. Okay. And mainly, I will try to cover, since I am covering this session as implementation point of view. So I will try to cover all this topic, whatever config we have to do as part of the functional or as part of the integration. Functional means don't assume from functional consultant point of view. Functional means from process point of view, based on the feature. So whatever feature configuration we have to do, that's something we'll discuss. And also we'll talk about like the integration configuration as well that we have to do. So apart from that, whatever other technical configuration that basically we have to perform, we have to basically do in the Ariba. That is basically taking care by this. Some of the part basis team is taking care, and some of the part our Ariba shared service team they're taking care. So those part basically will not cover, and but I will give you the information like whatever activities the Ariba shared service team they are basically doing. So Ariba shared service team is not the right term. I have to use like as an NDL. NDL stands for this network deployment layer. So they are basically taking care of the some of the configuration. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So now basically we'll talk about like this like CIG first. So since we are going to talk about integration part, so we'll talk about CIG. So as of now, basically, if you talk about the CIG, so CIG basically like just a moment. I think so we always have to use the CIG part because as of now, if you talk about the integration part, so whatever different integration mechanism that is available for us. So SAP Ariba they have given the clear like instruction to the customer like if you have the non-SAP system in the backend, in that case you have to go only with this ITK, right? ITK stands for this integration toolkit. So in that case you have the only one option, you have to basically go with the ITK. But if you have basically the backend SAP system, like you have the SAP ECC or you have the SAP S4HANA, so in that case, you have to go with the CIG. So you have basically one option here, like CIG. Might be this is the case, like in case of the implementation. But if you see in any of the support projects, so you may see you may have some ITK or you may have something PIPO or CI as well. So that something is the existing solutions are available, but it is going to deprecate now because in coming like if it releases, SAP is going to retire this CI solutions as well. And CI stands for this cloud integration that will not be available for customer for any further implementation. And the customer always have to go with the CIG. Okay, this is one thing. And also CIG basically we can say SAP product. So earlier CIG was not there. Earlier basically we have the cloud integration and we have the like ITK. But CIG basically is the SAP product, and we can say for the marketing purpose or for like that basically we can say basically marketing or promotion purpose. Like now Ariba they are basically offering the CIG. Even CIG basically very good tool. We can say we have lots of options are available on the CIG, and even it is very simple as well. And also CIG is available in the free of cost. So Ariba is not charging like any additional license cost for the CIG. It is available as the free of cost. So that is why like SAP is also recommending you have to go only with the CIG, and even as a customer we have only one option like only CIG in case if we have the backend SAP system. So since we are from the SAP background, so we only talk about the CIG. ITK basically will be the out of scope because ITK is available for non-SAP system. Okay. So what happens? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Rohit. So ITK and cloud integration earlier solutions, they both are different things.
Both are different things. Yes.
Okay.
Cloud integration. Cloud integration,
yeah.
You can say that like earlier version of this like a CIG.
Okay. Okay, and integration tool, can we have a combination of ITK and CIG?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It might be, but I'm not aware about this part because I'm not an integration consultant. But as per my understanding, I don't think so. ITK or CIG should have the same purpose.
Okay.
Yes, because ITK is acting as a middleware, and CIG basically is a kind of direct integration.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's assume that since we have started our like implementation project, Now we are going to discuss with our customers, right? And as of now, we do not have any bit like information about like customer system, like what is the customer landscape, and either we have to use CIG or not, right? So we do not have any information about the customer point of view. So we know only like yes, we have to implement the commerce automation of the supply chain industry, right? So what usually we are doing, so we are basically conducting one system architectural review with the customer. So what happening? Your Ariba team, or even in like if you may have some the document as well if you earlier implemented. So you will have one document that is called as the system architectural review. Okay, and in the system architectural review, like we have the different questions, and so we have to basically conduct workshop with our customer stakeholder, like who are the relevant person for this particular area. So we have to conduct one meeting with them along with the Ariba team as well. And in the system architectural review document, whatever the questionnaires are there, those questionnaires we have to discuss with our customers. So for example, let me show you the document as well, just only for your reference purpose. So give me just 1 second. Just system architectural review, right? Just a moment. Like this. You can see my screen. Right. So this is the document about like an architectural review. We can say it's a kind of pre-release document. And here basically we have the different questionnaires, and we have to basically check all these questionnaire with our customer to understand about their landscape. So here we can see we have different information like what is your ERP type, and whatever ERP type they have, that information we have to capture. What is the ERP name and version? What is your basically list of ERP instances? So ERP instances means different system like development system, QA system, sandbox, whatever. That information we have to understand. Then ERP type and also ERP name and version. So we have different questions here. Do you have SAP SRM? Yes or no? Is DMS enabled in SAP? Will your connections to Ariba network be TLS 1.1 or 1.2 compliant? That's something I'm not sure. This is something technical, but we have to check. That is why for this we will have the Ariba team as well. They will take this part. And do you know, like, do you have SAP max attention? So what is the max attention? Not aware. I'm not aware, but we can check with Ariba team in that call. Do you have business partner functions or MDG? Yes or no? Also, we have the different questions here, like, do you have restrictions on the location of the cloud data center? Yes or no? Will your connection to Ariba network? Okay, this is same thing basically. Now here we have basically third-party system, like are other supplier network currently being used? Yes or no? Do you have existing do you have existing integrated connections? Yes or no? Do you provide detailed remittance to supplier upon payment? Yes or no? So like that, different questionnaires are available here, and we have to basically talk to our customer, and we have to discuss all the information with the customer. So it is not mandatory that all the information your customer will provide, because customer is also, they are basically the business user. right? They are not familiar with your system. So for example, let's say your customer, they are basically available on the like SAP ECC, or let's say in SAP S/4HANA, right? So what is the S/4HANA version they are basically using? What is that, like, solution package, or what is the basically, we can say, that version number, or whatever different middleware is there, whatever integration tool is there, that's something information they will not have. So in that case, we have to take our basis team help, or if you are aware, you can check from your side as well. So these are the information we have to check at our end, right? So once we collect all the information, and accordingly we have to provide the information here. So, but again, still, if you have the information, or let's say you find out all the information from the system by checking the customer system, but still we have to conduct meeting with our customer, and we have to tell them, like, these are the information we have fulfilled based on our analysis, and this is your current, like, that landscape that basically you have, and we have to walk through one by one question. Like here, ERP type we have given the S/4HANA, version is 1909, list of ERP, this is this, list of logical system, this. So this information we have to provide them. So accordingly, we have to take their confirmation, like whatever information we have added here, are you agree with that or not? So customer will tell you, like, yes, these are okay, or might be they will tell you, no, this information are not correct. We did some modification, or some changes happened recently, or whatever. So those information they'll provide to you, and accordingly we have to decide, like, either how we have to plan our roadmap, right? So why basically system architectural review is required, and what is the role of the system architectural review? To understand this, let me come here on this, like, PPT, and if you see here, so we have to basically understand about, like, the support matrix. So even though, like, I said, we have the option of the CIG, like for any implementation or any integration, like integration with backend SAP system, we have to use CIG tool here, but CIG tool also have some limitations. And what are those limitations? That basically we'll find out in this support matrix. So we have to basically understand here. So we can see here in the customer, they should have the SAP ERP system to use, like CIG tool, but in the ERP as well, they should have the different ERP version. So at least a customer, they should have the ERP version 6.0. So if your customer ERP version is lesser than the 6.0, in that case, you will not be able to use CIG. This is one constant, right?
Okay.
So based on the system architectural review only, you will be able to come to know, like, oh, now our customer, like, landscape is available on the ERP 6.0, or it's on the above. That means, yes, we can go ahead with the CIG, right? But in some cases, you find out, like, your customer landscape is available on the ERP 4.6. That means older version, and CIG is not supporting for that. So that means we have to plan our different roadmaps here. So might be we have to talk to our Ariba team, like what to do in that case. Do we have any for other solutions? Or might be that we have talked to our customer as well, like, I'm sorry, CIG is not supporting ERP 4.6 version. So to use CIG, we have to basically, that upgrade your, you have to basically upgrade your ERP version from, like, up to 6.0, at least from 4.6, right? So like that, we have to basically do the planning. We have discussed with our customer and our internal team as well, and accordingly we have to plan our roadmap, or we can say our project plan. So that is why the support matrix is very important. So whenever we have to implement CIG, our backend SAP ERP system should be available at least ERP 6.0 or above 6.0. But whatever the enhancement package they have, like ESP 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that doesn't matter. So the CIG is supporting, like, all this enhancement package. But in other cases, let's say you have the SAP S/4HANA. Now in your case, your customer is saying we have basically SAP S/4HANA. So in case of the SAP S/4HANA, whatever the different version they have, for example, 1511, 1610, 1709, 1809, 1909, 2020, whatever different version they have. So CIG is supporting all the versions to the SAP S/4HANA. So there is no limitations from HANA point of view. So whatever version they have, we can basically go ahead with the CIG. So this activity basically we have to do as part of the functional lead during this implementation of the commerce automation or SAP. Okay. Apart from that, we have some other, like, that support matrix as well, but that's something we are not taking care. That's something our basis team will take care. And apart from that, so when you go about your once you confirm about support matrix, then basically we have to start our configuration part. So basically at the high level, like whenever we have to work on this any integration project, so we have to basically follow around I would say 13 to 14 steps, or we can say 15 steps we have to follow for the configuration. So whatever configuration that basically we have to do here, so we can see we have to basically config first. In the first activity we have to basically download and install the add-on. So this activity basically we have to do, and we means this is done by this our SAP basis consultant. So do you know SAP basis consultant?
Uh,
Yes, Rohit.
yes,
SAP
yes.
Ariba team, right?
No, not the Ariba team. You are the part of
Yes.
Ariba team.
No,
Basically,
like the people who are going to manage the entire system, right, Rohit? Like they are like customer service. If the Ariba team have any question, they can contact them.
yeah, that's fine. But basically, SAP basis basically that is the part of we can say a kind of the module that is available in our backend SAP system, and they are taking care of your entire system administration. Like whenever we have to install any software or any packages or some internal configuration or any database changes, they are taking care. Okay. Let me quickly tell you about the team structure as well. That will also help you to understand. So basically, that before starting on this implementation project, so our project manager, he will basically get assigned to the particular project, and he has to form one team. And so the basically number of team, it depends on number of team basically depends on your that the project scope, whatever feature you are going to implement. So might be, let's say for example, one customer is going to implement all the features of the SEC. So if he is going to implement all the features of the SEC, so in that case, one consultant will not be enough for that. So we have to at least require 2 to 3 consultants minimum, right? So it depends on the scope, whatever that features you are going to implement. So based on that, he has to basically form one team. So in your team, you will have basically Ariba consultant. So normally we have to work as Ariba consultant, and it is required here in this case, like Ariba consultant should also aware about the backend SAP system. So if you are going to work on this any commerce automation implementation or SCC implementation, it is must you should know about the backend SAP system. Backend SAP system means at least SAP MM solution. If you're not aware for the SAP MM, so this SCC or commerce automation is not for you. Be clear here, right? So you must know about SAP MM, or you can say basically, sorry, SAP MM about the backend SAP system. So we have to basically act as that as function lead. So we will be the part of that team. Apart from that, we require other one team lead as well. So team lead basically will lead to us. That is second the team member. In third, we need basically SAP basis consultant as well. Then we require one SAP ABAP consultant as well, right? So like that, around 5 to 6 people minimum we can say we require to implement this SCC solutions or commerce automation solutions, right? So this number of the team size will vary project to project depending on the scope, like whatever features you have in the scope. So in some cases you have only scope of this commerce automation. In that case, you may have less, the team size. Or in some cases, if your the scope is more, for example, you are going to implement the other features as well. So might be in that case your team size will increase. So why basically we require the different team member here? Because each and individual team member, they have to play their own role. And also all the team members will not require full time. So don't assume like you require all the team members full time. No. So SAP basis consultant, he required for the partial during the beginning only, because he has to set up all this that whatever CIG setup we required, that basically basis team they will take care. So we required at the initial basis consultant for full time or as a partial, and then basically later point of time we required our ABAP consultant as well, and ABAP consultant will take care about some development or to implementation of the bodies as well. So ABAP consultant also be required as a partial, but generally your team lead, project manager, functional Ariba consultant or functional lead, basically he has to work on the full time on this SCC implementation. So here we can see this downloading and installing the add-on. This activity is taken care by this SAP basis consultant, nothing to do. And how basically we have to download and install this add-on. So for that we have to go to our SAP service marketplace, like where usually we are raising the OSS nodes or we are creating some incident. So there we have to go, and it also requires your P user ID password, P user ID credential as well. So we have to provide that credential, and once you log in, so whatever the that particular add-on required for CIG, that basically they have to download and they have to install in that like your backend SAP system. So this downloading and installing the activity, this required, like you are going to implement the Ariba commerce automation or Ariba supply chain collaboration newly. Newly means apart from this customer, they do not have the other any other Ariba solutions, like you can say your STP solutions like supplier sourcing, contract P2P. That is not there. But in some cases you may see your customer, they have already implemented like this Ariba S2P process, or they are basically implementing the Ariba S2P process, and parallelly they would like to implement Ariba supply chain collaboration as well. So in that case, this step will be common for both. So this step will be applicable for all the Ariba solutions implementation.
Okay. And all these will be provided by the Ariba team, SAP Ariba team. They will give us the list of add-ons that are needed, right?
Basically, this information you can get from Ariba team as well. But usually, what we are doing, so before starting this implementation activities, we are just basically referring this Ariba CIG cookbook, Cloud Integration Gateway Cookbook. And the Cloud Integration Gateway Cookbook you can find out from this Ariba Connect. It is available as free. Even though you have whatever credential you have, you can go there and you can download the cookbook, the CIG cookbook.
Okay.
And in CIG cookbook, it is clearly given like whatever the add-on, whatever that information we have to basically install and we have to download. And not only this information, whatever different config you have to do, that information is also available.
Okay.